Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, this is the ZB Now Network channel. We're gonna be doing a little retaining wall slash garden box today here in my backyard. Yeah, I'll be talking as I'm working, maybe cracking some jokes. I don't know, getting all political, maybe a little religious. Nah, probably not. Well, let's see what happens from here. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, these are what I would call Allen blocks. That's kind of a company proprietary name, but what we're going to be working with here today are these stacked blocks that are preformed. You see they have like a rough edge right here. That's kind of like the decorative edge. And then they got a little lip right here. And this lip right here allows them to step back. So I kind of started this with some I had left over from the previous homeowner, and it kind of worked. But what I did here is I measured from the fence, which this fence isn't the straightest fence, it's the existing fence here. I measured over to where I had my last paver after the curve, and then I staked down another stake at the exact measurement from the fence. So I'm gonna get a general, it's just a general line, you know, there's no level, no string level on it. It's just to get a general line, you know, on how on how I want to end up with this retaining wall slash garden box. You can see here I've got some existing plants. I got an aloe right here that's actually blooming. I don't know if you could see that bloom. It's gonna be beautiful. And I just planted some blueberries. Two already here. There's one right here that is a pink lemonade. This one's called like Blue Sunshine. It's not doing that good. I don't know why. And then this one, I forgot what it's called. Got it at Home Depot last year. And then this one is just a, I don't know what this is. Anyway, I could look on the tag later, but I'm too lazy. I don't want to step over here. And I got some roses at the end here, but I'm going to end this wall. It's going to go into right here. And yeah, so put this on time lapse, and we'll see how everything goes. But I want to also take the dirt out. I want to excavate it, and I want to put gopher wire here because I want the gopher wire to obviously protect from gophers, because gophers are insane here in the central coast of California. We have beautiful weather, can grow anything, but we also have gophers, which I hate. So let's get started excavating this. Got a tarp right here I'm gonna put all the dirt on. I got Super Dog Nugget right there keeping guard of the job site. He's a different story in himself. I'll have to get into him later, but he's cost us a lot of money. Look at you, sniffing for some trouble. No, he's a good boy, but he just had a bad run of luck. All right, let's get started. Guys, just taking a little break, waiting for my leftovers. What did I got here? It's like chicken and rice and bok choy to cool down. Plus I'm breaking a sweat. That's time to take a break. No, I'm not that lazy. Well, talk about who I am. I am not a college graduate. Been to college for 5 years. Was going to be an RN. Got a job. My dad hired me on with it. Well, I was working part-time for my dad while I was in college, you know, paying myself through community college, 3 different ones. And my dad offers me a salary position. And this is as I'm, you know, I finished my prereqs at 3 schools, decided, how much are you gonna pay me? And he says, and I said, okay, I guess I'm quitting school. I'm working full-time for you. And the rest is kind of history. Well, so that is my, you know, career decision. What I do is I work for my dad, who's an engineer, and we make components for a system he makes called a max cooler, which is really cool. And we cool berries for the produce industry. We pre-cool them before it hits the main warehouse. That's kind of a long, drawn-out story. I'm probably not going to be filming too much of that job unless I'm doing like a informational video specifically for that job. So you won't be seeing much of what I do as far as that goes on this channel. But what you're going to be seeing me do for about 6 months out of the year, I'm doing basically a bunch of like handyman type jobs for him, for my mom and dad, and a lot of gardening, a lot of construction, build decks, do all kinds of stuff, man. Like anything, man, women. I do all kinds of stuff. But also, I have I'm married. I have two wonderful, beautiful wife, two beautiful kids, and we were able. My wife and I. She's a business owner, and I'm actually part business owner, but just a shareholder type situation. But we were able to afford to buy this house. We have a nice, beautiful backyard. You see that old Allen block. I call it an Allen block, but I built an Allen block wall with existing blocks that the homeowner left. And anyway, it's a work in progress. So I'm mainly going to be filming, doing stuff around here. I'll probably film some of my odd jobs around during my job to kind of like, I don't know, as like an informational type educational video. If you can even get some education out of it, we'll see. Maybe a little humor. Maybe see me fall off a ladder. Some crazy antics like that. I don't know. And you'll probably be meeting my wife and kids maybe in these videos. Every now and then they'll pop in and out. You know, maybe I'll use my son to help me with the wall. Right now I'm digging, as you can see from that time-lapse video, and it's just, he's not quite big enough to where he can like dig consistently, you know, so he's hanging out with his mom and grandma in Santa Cruz. So yeah, just gonna wait for this lunch to cool off, take a little break, maybe crack some jokes. What jokes should I crack? We'll think about that later. Hey guys, lunchtime's over. This is a little quick lunch. I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of mi casa. Just walking around here in the front, drinking a little bit of guava juice. Just like Lead Farmer 73 says, guava. I have no idea why he says guava, but dude, guava juice is my favorite. So I'm just gonna stop this and flip you guys around real quick. Speaking of guava, I've taken you over to, this is a guava tree. It's a pink guava. It should yield some juice that looks like that color one day. Then I got another guava tree. I got this guy at Home Depot for much less price. And it's the same variety of guava as this one. They like to, I guess, grow in pairs because one kind of, I don't know if it's like a pollination thing, but basically I've heard that they grow better in pairs. So I think they do kind of pollinate each other. They're like really good friends with benefits, I guess. So let's go over here. This is my neighbor's house, big old boat there. Anyway, we got an apple tree. This is my property line kind of here, kind of where this apple tree is. And that's several different varieties, probably Red Delicious, just on this one alone. And then the other one is like 4 different varieties, I think, in one. And then I got a really sad orange tree right by my truck here. I mean, this is like the saddest orange tree, dude. There's a huge branch here. I think it was a graft branch that was growing and taking the energy out of it. And so my previous neighbor was telling me, cut that off. She was German. Finally I did, and it started to grow back a little bit. I fertilized it, a little bit. Probably should fertilize it more. Anyway, so, and then here's the main house. Here's the front of the house. I love my house, that's for sure, but there's so much to do. This area I need to replace at some point. The bricks are just been ran over several times by the FedEx guy or the Amazon delivery guy, just everyone. So anyway, yeah, a lot of little things to do around here. That's what happens when you buy an older home, or even any home, even an older home, you're gonna have to do stuff. Okay, so now we're in the backyard. I just kind of went around the front here. Yeah, so I built this fence. There's a fence here that was just falling down, just decrepit. And I totally stripped down the old one, built a new one, took down a old awning they had here that was just collapsing, and brought this from our house in SoCal that my wife, she smartly saved her money and bought, and we got married, and then we sold it. married rich. And then we had this plant we bought together and we planted it here. It's doing better. Bird of paradise. It's this here is a hydrangea, which they're okay. Sage, I love the sage, love it. Bees love it, I love it. Yeah, we have all kinds of stuff around here. Too many plants to name. Sage here, alum block project, or I don't know what they're called. I call them alum blocks. And we've got some more dirt to dig out. So we'll get back to that and see you guys in a bit. Let's take a little break and talk about this boy Nugget real quick. Nugget, I'm calling his name. Usually he turns around when I call his name, but he's listening to what's going on next door. He hears some vacuuming or something going on. Nugget was, oh, there he goes. He's adopted from the Milpitas Humane Society, and I got him as a puppy. He's so cute. And I don't know what breed he is, if he is a specific breed. He's probably a mix. Who knows? Maybe he's a full-grown Chihuahua. I have no idea. But everyone admires his looks. But the thing about him is he, you know, when it comes to dogs, there's this like nature versus nurture argument, you know? Like, is it the breed of the dog that makes the breed bad, or is it the owner or the environment they were put in or once put in? Maybe. Certainly it's not me that would make this dog bad, but he's not a bad dog. He had some incidents with you know, a neighbor. He's very protective of the kids, but yeah, so he's cost us quite a bit of money in training and, you know, just obedience training, just getting him to listen to our commands and stuff like that. But he is just so easy to train and just a great dog. But we tried to rehome him. We couldn't rehome him, surprisingly. I don't know why. No one wants this beautiful boy. But he almost got a home on a cattle ranch, which would have been probably a better fit for him, because he just wants to work. He just wants to work. He's just that kind of a dog. And I think there's the nature argument there. He's just that kind of breed. But also, you know, maybe he needs a home as far as nurture. The old classical psychological argument goes, he needs that home that is conducive to the nature. Anyway, that's my little thought on Nugget there. So I think you guys get the idea on the time lapse. I'm not going to waste any more of your precious seconds with any more time lapse video. Probably going to wait till we're ready to actually put down some block, and then we'll set some gopher wire, but it looks like chicken wire. And until then, I'm just gonna do some more digging, and then next time you'll see me start laying down some block and wire. All right, guys, we're back. So we're back to this block, this retaining wall blocking material. I call it alum block. I know that's a proprietary name, but that's what I call it. So how much did this cost, you may be asking? It was $374 and some odd cents. That includes tax. That's a pretty good deal, because that's going to build a huge wall. I'll probably have some left over. I didn't actually calculate it, but I know it's going to be enough for what I want to do. And as I said earlier, you can see here, sorry about the shadow, you can see here that I need to adjust this wall a little bit more that way towards my line. So I'm going to start doing that right now. And I think I dug enough dirt out of here. You can see here, I dug quite a bit out. There's a big shadow there. Maybe you can't see it, but dug a lot out right here. And I decided I'm going to leave a shelf here. And what I'm going to do, and the shelf is for the existing plants I told you about earlier. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually, on the shelf, come up with the chicken wire and put it up a little high like this, and then I'm going to clip little pieces off, snip, snip, snip. So if they want to slide over, I'm going to slide over a sharp piece of metal. It's my evil plan. But that's what I'm gonna do to preserve the existing plants. So I don't have to I don't have to move them, because I've already moved this aloe, I think like 4 times, and now it's blooming. I don't want to move it, and I just established these blueberries. I want to move them, and yeah, so I'm gonna start putting the chicken wire down and moving these blocks around, and I'll show you how to do that. Stepping into frame. How's everyone doing? So you can see I'm right here. I got my knee pads on. I got my little torpedo level. I got a big 3-foot level. You may be asking yourself, why a little level? Well, you want to have the little level to check this, this way and then this way, right? You can see I'm not on level here. This way it looks pretty good, but anyway, I need to redo all this stuff from this point on, and we'll start doing that right now. Okay guys, so you see that I removed the old blocks, and I got found a little ant nest in there too. I don't know if you can see that, but somewhere down there's a bunch of ants scurrying around, moving their eggs around. I got my little level, my big level for the 3-foot runs, for the big runs, so I can check the overall. And then I also have a tamper, and that's going to tamp down the dirt as soon as I get it level. And the nice thing about this soil is the previous homeowner left all this like sandy type material. I don't know why he or she put all this like sand stuff here, but the cats love it. And it is good for a garden, it's good for drainage, but I do not know why the soil is so sandy right here. But it made for easy digging, and it's going to make for easy leveling, because you pay decent money for some leveling sand when you put down these pavers underneath. You use that sand to kind of like make it to where you can do slight adjustments, and it's not a real pain in the butt. It's not clumpy soil or clay that you have to like tamp down really hard. It's just like sand. Makes it real easy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, remember that we're gonna go along our line right here. We're gonna start putting these pavers, boop, 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 building a little first tier, first story of the pavers, all the way down to the end of to the end of that stake right there, generally in that, see how far we get. And yeah, and then we'll start stacking on. The first part is the hardest part, and that's what I'll put on a time lapse here. You can see, because it's kind of painstaking. You gotta be careful and put each stone at a level, going this way, and going that way. And then going this way for the big runs is where we're going to use our big level to make sure our overall is good. But even going this way, that's what the little torpedo level's for. You want it level, because we're building a retaining wall here that's not going. I want it to be level. I don't want it to go with the slope of the land. So that's why we have levels. Okay, let's go. All right, so you guys got the idea of what we're doing here based on that time lapse, I hope. For now, just want to show you what that line's for. You can kind of see it's pretty much siding. The front edge is a rough edge. It's supposed to be. That's the look. It looks like natural stone supposedly, but it's generally touching that line if you side it with me. Right, going down the line. So anyway, and you get the idea. We do that all the way down to the last stake, and I'm not going to put any going that way. I'm just going to go down that way, and I'm going to build up as high as I can go from there. So, okay.